Steph's an alien now. But in terms of standstill streak shooting, I truly believe wholeheartedly I'm one of the best streak shooters in the world.
Welcome to the Playbook with MK. If y'all know one thing about me, it's that I'm extremely controversial on the court and off the court. And today, we're going to take that controversy to another level when looking into our guest. Imagine your former college basketball teammate being a better shooter than Steph Curry. Well, that's who we have on the pod today. We have my former teammate, who is arguably the best three-point shooter in the world. And I'm not joking about that. Seth McCoy. What's going on, Seth?
What's up, man? Hey, I really do appreciate you having me on the pod.
I got you, bro. It's crazy because we came from, playing on the same school together. Both of us were kind of like, obviously we liked basketball, but we kind of wanted to do some other stuff. I remember you started a brand. You mentioned to me I was one of the first people that ever bought one of your shirts. And then I kind of took a completely different route, blew up on that end, and we both end up here on the same podcast.
Dude, social media in general has just been a wild ride for what I can tell so far.
Yeah, exactly. I want to jump into things without hesitation here. Do you believe you're a better shooter than Steph Curry?
I would like to think in a drill setting, I could get him, 1 out of every 10 times. Because, Steph's an alien now. But in terms of standstill streak shooting, I truly believe wholeheartedly I'm one of the best streak shooters in the world.
So do you think 1 out of 10 times you beat him in streak shooting, or you think you beat him like a good solid 6 out of 10 times in streak shooting? And
that's
I know,
a hard,
and the question,
yeah.
I was going to start this with like, Seth is a humble guy, whatever. But like everyone watching this right now, you need to understand this guy is a humble guy. But all, humility aside, tell me.
So if anybody knows me, Steph Curry is my all-time favorite player ever. Ever since his rookie year, he's been my favorite player. The hundreds in a row, I started because of him. The 105, I thought that was humanly impossible. He hit 105 threes in a row in the corner. Thought that was crazy. And I was like, you know what? I can hit a few in a row. And, as we speak right now, my record's 193. And I've hit over 100 threes in a row 47 different times.
So basically completely just shitting on his record, is what you're saying.
Well, I'm still waiting for that phone call, man. I want to do something with him. I want to shoot. I want to be in a gym.
It's disrespectful that he hasn't hit you up yet.
I'm trying not to take it personally. I would like to think that he has seen one of my videos. My 193 was picked up by SportsCenter, and Jordan Poole liked it, so that's cool.
Yeah,
so I breached the Warriors system. So I hopefully one day I get a call, I can get in a gym with him and shoot with him. But I'd like to think that I can hang in there with him.
Okay, but you still didn't answer the question. So, out of 10 times you guys go streak shooting against each other, are you confident you would win 6 out of 10?
5 to 6. I'd like to think.
That's
humbly.
That's fair. That's
humbly.
Fair. Humbly.
So
really, it's like an 8. It really is an 8 out of 10. All right. In your opinion, besides yourself, who's the best 3-point shooter ever?
I mean, I got to go Steph. I got to go Steph, and then Clay's up there. I really do think Clay's up there.
Who's winning that one? Let's say you're next best in line. Do you think you have an easy shot at winning that?
In terms of shooting, yes. I would put my jump shot against anybody in the world. And I think you have to. You have to have that mindset.
Yeah, but it's different when you have that mindset versus actually doing it. I would like to say I'm the best dunker in the world, but realistically, I know there's guys who are making crazier dunks, right? But you're right. You're actually surpassing them at a massive rate, right?
I think my resume, in terms of stuff that I've done, I would like to think that there's not many people in the world that can do what I do.
Do you go onto a pro team? Like, can you message a pro team and be like, hey, I made this many threes in a row? Like, is that part of the conversation at all? Can you do that?
That's usually the attention getter. I was trying last year to get on a TBT team. I wanted to play in the basketball tournament, and that's how I started every intro or whatever, but I didn't have any pro experience. So not just hitting threes in a row will get you on a team, but it definitely gets you recognition. Where I'm at right now playing professionally, it's actually from somebody seeing one of my live streams and they invited they invited me to a tryout, and I don't think I missed a shot at the tryout. So they wanted to see if I was just a sideshow act that could just stand still and shoot threes, or they wanted to see if I could really do it. And that's the big thing. A lot of people don't think that I'm actually a hooper, and it's wild.
I don't ever wanna say you're a bad hooper. You're not a bad hooper. You're an insane shooter. I remember playing pickup basketball with you, and your shot was so good that your layup game and your finish game also was good because everyone was
Exactly.
trying to contest your shot so well.
Exactly.
But in reality, if you weren't a shooter, it would be you'd be a good hooper. But you are just how do you feel about that? How do you feel about your game when you're a good shooter? How much does your bucket easy buckets to the lane get?
So, I mean, in terms of pull-ups and playing inside the three-point line, it definitely opens up everything. My favorite shot's a head fake step over. And it's funny because on the scouting report, it has to say, that's what I'm going to do. And people still jump. So I have teammates that know. They come up to me after practices when I get them on a head fake step over, and they're like, running at you, I 100% knew what you were going to do, but they have to. They have to. So it's definitely deadly, and it's gotten me to where, I mean, dude, I'm shooting threes. I'm playing professionally, and I had a great college career, and it's from shooting threes and shooting the basketball.
Give us the the player profile because that definitely doesn't fit what a pro player should be.
Oh no, so it's funny. I graduated high school in 2015. I wasn't recruited at all, and then I went and played a post grad at Hargrave Military Academy, and we won the prep national championship. I had a couple offers from there. I decided to actually go to Canada. I played in Nova Scotia, Canada, at a school called Cape Breton University. Unfortunately, the coach that recruited me wasn't the coach that was there when I got there. He didn't like that I wasn't his recruit, so I ended up going the JUCO route, and I played junior college at Lewisburg College in North Carolina. I played there for a year, and then I got recruited by Young Harris College, and that's where I finished my college career. And in 3 seasons, the season that I was with you, I hurt my knee, so it was the COVID year, so I didn't really do much that year. In 3 seasons, I broke the college's 3-point make record in a career, and shooting about 42% from three for my career. I've scored over 1,000 points in college, and just from shooting threes, it's gotten me an opportunity to play here in a league called the TBL. Which, for those of you who don't know what the TBL is, it's basically a rung under the G League in terms of playing in the States, and it's been a great opportunity for me so far.
How tall are you?
I say 6'3" because I say that's my playing height, but I'm really about 6'2", 6'2.5".
6'2.5". Okay. And your body type? Would you say it's like a pro athlete or no?
Bro, I fell in love with lifting after last year, and I mean, look, I don't have the body type of an MK yet, but I'd like to say I'm getting up there.
Good. Okay. Is there, you've told us a little bit about yourself. Is there anything we don't know? Is there anything that we wouldn't know? Any of just anything out there?
Honestly, I'm an open book when it comes to content. Like, I starting out in social media, a lot of people were trying to say, "Oh, you have to have a character, you have to be cocky, you have to be kind of an asshole in a way to get comments and views." I'm like, I don't like being fake. I like, it's not me, and I'm known for my live streams, and it's kind of hard for me to create a character in videos, and then you're going to turn on my live stream anyway, and I'm going to be talking. So it's like the with the in a row stuff, the only way I could get views was saying that I am better than Steph Curry. But then I get comments saying, "Oh, you're a mean person or whatever," and then, or full of yourself. And then you tune into my live, and they're like, "Oh, he's actually a genuinely nice person that wants to help people." So it's like I couldn't do the contrast.
I want to do some rapid fire real quick just to take a quick break. Give me one word to describe each shooter's skill level, and I'm going to give you those players, okay? Ray Allen.
Sniper.
Klay Thompson.
I can't even think of anything but headband Clay now.
Okay, Larry Bird.
The reason I wear 33.
Reggie Miller. Oh, wow. Last one. Ben Simmons.
Give me a shot to be your shooting coach, man.
Wow, that would be great.
Give me a shot. Give me Ben Simmons for a summer, and just let me see if I can do it.
You genuinely, do you think you could do it, or like, you're saying, could I do it? Can I do it? Do you think you would do it as a
100%? I believe in my ability that I could turn him into at least a 30% 3-point shooter.
Because he's pretty trash at shooting.
But a lot of that's like a blank canvas. Let me see if I can. I know a whole bunch of shooting coaches in the world want to.
He's
to
definitely
go to Ben
worked
Simmons.
with him though. No, like they've definitely
100%.
And what's not working? What's not working though? In your opinion,
He has I think it's mostly mental and confidence. He has a hitch in his shot that I can see, but it's hard to fix somebody that's been shooting the same exact way for their whole entire life. So the main thing is getting in the gym, getting your mental right, because he knows how to play basketball. And if you've seen videos of him playing in open gyms and stuff, he knows how to shoot.
Yeah, no, he can definitely shoot a little bit.
There is just a crazy mental hurdle that I think I can help him with.
Are you good at coaching that mental side of things?
I think so. Okay. I think so, because when you're a shooter, you've always struggled with the mental side of basketball, and I'd like to think that over the years of me playing, I've kind of conquered that in terms of just the mental side of basketball.
That goes into something I wanted to ask you is like, what point was it that you remember when you became an elite shooter? Like what point was it?
I would probably say, because in high school, my senior year, I was a slasher and a shooter, so I wouldn't even really say that I was
were
a
you
sniper.
A knockdown shooter, or like was it?
I was still. I always, for as long as I remember, shooting was my main skill. That's ever since 6th grade. That's when I've kind of decided that I wanted to be a basketball player and I wanted to be a shooter. And the drills that I gravitated towards, I'm very OCD, so I like things that I feel like I can control. So I fell in love with the in a row aspect of making shots, that way of training. Because in my head, it's like somebody can be in a gym for 3 hours and get up shots, but they could be horrible reps. So anybody can stand in a spot and make 10 shots. It separates you if you can make 10 in a row consistently. So that's the way that I trained growing up, where I would be in a spot and it's like, hey, I can't leave this spot until I make 10 in a row. And then once I got good at that, it's like, hey, 10 in a row and then till I miss. And then I could be in a gym for an hour. I could get up 500 shots. You could be in a gym for 3 hours, get up 1,000 to 1,500, but I got the better workout in because mentally I can make a certain amount of shots in a row.
How many reps does it take to get to that elite level that you're at?
Bro, you know how some people say like, what's the 10,000 hours? Somebody asked a question that I thought was silly on social media, but it blew up. They said, do you think Steph Curry has shot 1 million shots in his life? Yes, absolutely.
Sure.
Like, I've shot 1 million shots in my life. If you want to be elite at something, and I know you know this with jumping and doing all this the dribbling and all this stuff, if you want to be elite at something, you gotta just put your heart into it, and you gotta hours and hours. I tell people shooting isn't like, to become an elite shooter, it's not eye-opening and it's not flashy, it's not cone drills, it's not all this stuff. It's literally finding your groove, finding what works for you, finding what's comfortable for you, and then repeating that thing millions and millions and millions of times.
So we're in the millions. It's not the 10,000 hours. It's the
millions of times, man.
How many reps does it take to maintain that level? I notice I don't have to work out as much as a hooper. I'm putting in 2 hours a day, maybe 1 hour a day. It's just like easy reps. It's exactly what I know. How many reps does it take for you to maintain that elite level of shooting? Besides, if you weren't doing the in a row stuff.
I would say I'd probably have to get up 200 to 300 shots now.
But that takes like what, 20 minutes now? Like
20 minutes, because now I have the shooting machine, so it takes like 20 minutes.
No, but like even with the makes though, like the makes is just falling.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, if we want to be real, if I go into a gym right now and shoot 1,000 shots, I'm not gonna miss more than 50.
That's crazy.
That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I think anybody in the world, because we're talking about shooting, anybody in the world, you shoot 1,000, I shoot 1,000. There's not many people that can go toe to toe with me.
Probably top 5 in the world.
I'd like to think.
Okay, you've made 100 and how much is it? 193 or
193.
193.
Apparently, I didn't want to get 200. So whatever.
How pissed were you that you didn't get 200?
So I have a video out of me at the end, the reaction, and it was a mix of F and dang, I really just hit 193 threes in a row. So My record before was 177, so I was close. And I remember a week before I did the 193, I told a friend, I was like, man, as long as I don't get one more than 177 or in the 90s, I'll be okay. And then I get 193.
Is that a world record or no?
The world record that I know of is like 209, and
Okay.
it was done by like a 60-year-old. So it's actually kind of crazy.
Why
But
why has that like why have you not beaten that? Is there something wrong with his record?
bro, it's just crazy. The amount of mental locked in that you have to do streak shooting, especially I don't listen to music when I shoot. I like to get lost in the numbers. If I have music going, I just can't focus. And a lot of times with my lives, since it's no music, since it's just hearing the shooting machine and the swish, my lives are actually classified as ASMR. So there's people who go to sleep to my lives. There's people who say I don't like basketball, but I like watching you because it's so soothing and hypnotizing. And I think that's the biggest compliment in the whole entire world.
You haven't beaten the world record yet. Do you plan on beating that world record?
So it's funny. I started this social media journey thinking I just want to hit 100 once to see if I can do it.
Yeah.
And then it's just turned into this thing where it's like I never thought 200 was a possibility. But I'm 7 away. So of course I want to
What
I
is
want
the
to
record
get
again?
it.
Sorry. Two.
It's like 209, but I'm going to be that guy.
Yeah.
It was from high school. It was from high school range.
Okay. So you're shooting
So
at
if
college
there's
range.
I'm shooting from the international three-point line.
Okay.
I've done it from NBA
So then
range too.
technically you do have a world record. You have the
I
most
think
threes from an international three-point
so.
line.
The world record that the world records I do personally think I have is the threes in a row from international range. There has to be a world record for most times of hitting 100 or more threes in a row because
Yeah.
that's 47. I'm not sure how
For
many
sure.
people
No,
have
you've hit it
actually
a
done
bunch of
that.
times. You're almost at 50 now.
And the one that I really love is threes in a row while wearing Crocs.
Wow. How much?
100,
How much did you? How many did you make with Crocs?
123,
Wow.
and not in sports mode
So you made more threes than Steph Curry did in
in
Crocs.
Crocs. That's my claim to fame.
Yeah, that would be my claim to fame too. That's okay, so you're locked in 193 threes in a row. That's about 15 minutes, no misses.
Yeah. So the 193 video was about 13 or 14 minutes straight.
And you're just telling me that nothing's going on in your mind. You're just locked in.
I lock in on the numbers.
Like
I
you don't
to
think about what dinner like what's
bro.
happening for dinner tonight, what shoes
What
you want.
people don't think about is especially when you're doing streaks, if your mind wanders just a little bit, you miss.
That's
So
where I sometimes when I'm shooting in a row, I'm trying to get
it's
in a row.
ridiculous.
It'll wander for 2 seconds. I'm thinking about business. All of a sudden, misses.
Because like what I used to do in my lives is I used to not turn around until I made 50 or more in a row. Because in my head I thought that anything shorter than that just wasn't impressive. So in my head I'd be thinking, oh, I got this. I'm in rhythm, and then I'd miss the next one. So it's like, and then the 93, which is crazy. I got the way that my brain works is I don't take any streak seriously until I pass 50. So once I get to 50, then I'm like, okay, the next number is don't miss at 69 for obvious reasons. I don't want to, like, that's just hilarious. And then once I get past 69, I'm like, okay, get in the 90s. And then it's 100. And then from whatever my head is, for whatever reason, it's 119 is the next checkpoint. 119 is the next checkpoint. And then it's kind of just, okay, now just see where it goes. Just see where it goes. Try to lock in. Don't think about anything. But the 193, it sucks because it's like I got past 177, and I'm like, okay.
Have you been close to 200 again or no?
No, the 193. I was lucky enough that I got 193 like 2 weeks before I moved in to where I moved into, and it sucks right now because I'm in season, so I'm not able to do the lives like I normally do.
Yeah, you were doing them like every day. I remember scrolling through TikTok and I would just see you there.
And it's crazy because I built it up to where I was shooting for about 2 hours straight. So I'd be getting up 15 to 1600 shots in one live. And then the most times I've ever hit over 100 in one live, so about an hour and a half is I've done it 3 different times in one live.
How many did Steph Curry hit again? 103?
105.
105. So how many times have you hit more than 105?
Out of my 47, I'd probably say 35, 36.
You're 35 times better than Steph Curry. Anyways, based on your recent successes, has anyone notable reached out to you? Celebrities, pro teams, anybody?
Other than guys that are in the influencer space that I've already kind of known,
Yeah.
no, not really. I
You
honestly,
think these guys are kind of like, oh yeah, he's just a shooter maybe? Like, is there some disrespect on the line there?
there's a lot of disrespect, honestly. A lot of people don't think what I do is hard. A lot of people say, "Oh, he's not shooting NBA range. Oh, he's shooting so slow. His shot's not fast enough. It's not hard to shoot in one spot." And it's just
But they won't challenge you. That's the
100%.
craziest part. They won't challenge you.
100%. And then the whole they try to knock my career. They try to say, "Oh, he can't do it in game. There's no way. His shot's too slow." If you talk to anybody that I've played against, they'll say my shot's one of the quickest that they've ever had to guard. And it's just that's the kind of disrespect that I don't really like, because I understand what I do in terms of basketball creation on social media is different than a lot of other people, but it's like, come collab with me then. Like come
What
do some
percentage
stuff.
do you shoot from three? What percentage do you shoot from in
In
game?
game, right now, during season, in my first professional season, I'm shooting 46% from three right now.
Okay. And what does someone like Steph Curry shoot? Klay Thompson
Right now,
shoot?
I think he's only had one season where he shot below 40. I think he's shooting 43% right now. But in terms of shots, Steph is an alien because he's shooting ridiculous shot. I'm a catch and shoot
Yeah.
player, so
Yeah.
so you would probably want to compare my stuff with like a Duncan Robinson in game or a Klay Thompson in game, like those kinds of guys. Steph is such an anomaly compared to shooters. It's ridiculous.
So you're gonna go with Klay Thompson as a comparison. What does he shoot percentage wise?
42, 43, I think. I don't know what
So
he
you're shooting well above them right now.
right now, but I'm in a professional league, yes, but NBA is definitely different. I do think I could shoot 40%.
But what's an acceptable elite shooting percentage in game in the NBA that you think you could average, or you could average?
I think I could average 40. And 40 is the gold standard, because you're still a shooter if you're shooting 37, 38%.
Oh no, I know that.
Yeah. Like, you're still an elite level shooter. A lot of people get kind of mixed where they're like, "Oh, he's only shooting 40%." And it's like, "No."
When you're shooting NBA threes, is it a lot different? Is it a lot more misses?
Honestly, the only difference with the NBA threes is when you're shooting like on a shooting machine or in practice and stuff, getting used to the distance. Because in a game, I mean, I'm not even looking where I'm shooting. The adrenaline carries you. You don't even think about how far you're shooting in games, especially in games.
Like in game versus in practice, what's the percentage difference there?
So if I do a shooting workout on a shooting machine, and I have a pretty good understanding of a sample size that I have, because last summer I was curious. I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep track of all my makes and all my misses, all my lives, every single live for 9 weeks, and I think I made over 27,000 shots during the summer, and I only missed about 2,000. So on the shooting machine for a whole entire summer, I shot about 94, 95%.
But why is there such a drop when you go into game? Obviously, for obvious reasons, there's a drop. But I'm just curious.
You can't get into a rhythm like you do
It's
on a
such a
shooting
massive
machine.
drop, though.
No, yeah, it's all speed. Can't get your shot the same every single time. When you're on a shooting machine, you can find your rhythm, and you can make more in a row. Nobody's making 23s in a row in a game.
Have you ever seen a guy shooting? Because for me, it's like I'm in practice. I'm almost equal across the board from in-game shooting. Have you ever worked with people like that?
Those are the people that it's kind of weird, honestly.
Yeah,
Because
I prefer shooting in game.
for sure there are people that I've played against that look horrible in drills, but then when it's in a game, it's
It's just like nasty.
nasty. It's crazy, and it's wild. I'm not like, if I took a few weeks off from shooting, it's like, I'm gonna knock rust off. I'm gonna need to go get shots up before I go play. That's what I kind of fell into entering this league, because it's like I was home, and in Young Harris, there's nowhere to hoop. There's nowhere to hoop.
1 court, 2, 3 courts. That's
And
it.
but those if you're not playing with the college guys, it's not great competition. You fall into the category of amazing people, great guys. I love playing with the people that I do play with, but in terms of professional and it's not much. So I was going straight from shooting from my lives, and it's very different shooting in games. So it took me about a week to get used to the speed of play and all that stuff. But once I figured that out, got my legs under me, it's all better.
Do you see yourself playing in the NBA being the shooter you are?
So I want to be an NBA shooting coach. At the end of the day,
Okay.
that's what I want to do. I'm having so much fun playing and doing social media. I never in my wildest dreams
More fun than playing basketball.
it is helping kids is where
Yeah.
my heart is. And when I was younger, I always said if I ever had a platform, I would use it to inspire. And the fact that I can use basketball with that as a vehicle to inspire kids to love basketball as much as I do. I mean, I would love to do that. I have my own shooting training app out now in the App Store, available. Go download. Um, if you have a broken jump shot, I want to be the guy that you can reach out to ask for help. And my thing that I love to say is if you do DM me, if you do reach out to me, I'm gonna respond. I want to help. I send voice memos to kids all the time, and it's funny the kick like it's a funny kick you get from them because it's like, oh my god, it's actually you. Like, yeah, no, it's not automated, man, it's me. I'm a 26-year-old guy that's constantly on my phone. I'm very reachable, so I want to do whatever I can to help those kids that just think that there's nobody on their side and nobody there to help them, that I am that guy that can help them. Like, I genuinely want you to be better than me. I want you to hit 194 threes in a row and then shove that thing in my face. Like, I want that to be the thing. I want that to be what I'm known for.
You don't ever see yourself playing in the league, or you would never want to. Would you ever take money to play in the
If
league?
the opportunity is there, absolutely I would do it. But
What's the minimum money you'd take?
oh, dude, I would play for $10 in the NBA. Are you
That's what I
kidding me?
remember. That's what I remember seeing you. You were like, "I'll play for whatever."
I'd play for
Duncan
$10,
Robinson.
dude. F it, man. Are you kidding me? Even if I don't play and I'm on a roster, that's the best seats in the world to watch the best athletes in the world play the best game in the world. Basketball is such an amazing sport, and it's so cool because I always like to say basketball is everything that I am supposed to be horrible at. I'm not the fastest. I can't jump. I can touch backboard on a good day now because of how bad my knees are. And it's just I like when people tell me I can't do something because then I'm like, why not? Like, why not me? If I'm willing to put everything I have, if I'm willing to outwork you, and I know I'm willing to outwork you, I'll be in the gym 3 hours after you leave because I know that I want to be better than you because you told me that I couldn't do it. Then why not? And if I can show kids to do that, if I can show kids to have that kind of mindset and then have fun with it, then I mean, there's no better thing in the world.
So pro and overseas and NBA is still in the looks of things, but you're just kind of you'd rather you'd rather
I'll
be a shooting coach.
I'll play for as long as I can, but it comes to a point. You've met my wife. She's the most amazing person in the world, and I'm ready to start a life with her, and I'm ready to do stuff like that. Like, I'm ready to be with her. I'm only 6 hours away from her right now, and it's absolutely killing me. So it's like the FaceTime calls that I have with her at the end of the night are what I'm most looking forward to. And if I can go along this journey, she used to make fun of me for social media, and now we're planning stuff through social media. So it's like I love this. I love this. I love her. I want to do stuff with her. Like, that's where my heart's at now. And if I can help kids along the way, then write it. Perfect.
So if anyone is looking for shooters, any NBA people, coaches, GMs watching this, you know where to find them. You got the cheapest player that a roster would ever
Look,
see.
I can
$10 a season.
$10 a season. I'll stand my butt in the corner. I'll space.
Okay,
I'll space it.
We're gonna do another rapid
Let's
fire.
do
I
it.
have a few more guys. I want to hear from you. Kyle Korver.
One of the greatest shooters ever, man. So I know you said one word answers. It's hard for me to give one word answers.
One of the greatest shooters.
It's
ever.
crazy, dude. He's one of the most underrated shooters in I think NBA
Definitely.
history.
Damian Lillard.
Dame time.
Paul Pierce.
Needs to stop talking a lot on just about basketball. Just stay away from it a little bit.
Shooting wise.
Shooting wise, the truth. I got to just go with his nickname. I don't know.
James Harden.
Travel.
What? What? Okay. Dirk.
I like Dirk now. Best one-legged fadeaway I've ever seen.
And then Kevin Durant.
See, I love him because he helped Steph get 2 rings. So I'm just gonna say easy money sniper.
You got $10,000 for a layup, $100,000 for a free throw, 500,000 top of the key three, 1 million corner three, or 10 million for a very deep three, like somewhere in between half court and like the 3-point line, a really deep three. One shot. Which one are you taking that you for sure know is going in?
I'd probably say the corner three.
For a milli?
That's where my whole, like, being a shooter and you get
It's going in.
You get
It's going in
you get
for sure.
stuck in the corner. Yeah, like that's where half of my shots in my career have been taken from.
So you'd rather do that than a layup easily.
100%. I would choose my shot over my layup at all. I posted a video not too long ago of the announcer of how crazy he went when I shot a layup. Like that's to the extent of that's where I'm at right now. It's like, of course,
so you'd rather like a mil on both, a mil 100%. On a layup, a mil on the corner three. Going for a corner three?
100%.
Holy
100%.
smokes.
Dude, I'd probably shoot a half court shot before I shoot a layup. Why more money on the corner than top of the key? Because in my head,
top of the key, it's easier. Bro.
In my head, corner's easier.
Dead ass?
100%. I do more streaks from the other angles, of course, but
that's interesting.
But I would shoot a corner three before anything. I love it.
Is it the same with all shooters, or is it just you?
I feel like if you did a poll, a lot of people would say they like the corners more because that's where they're standing. Like that's just where they are to space the floor. So in my humble opinion, I think the corner three is probably the easiest shot in basketball. Like that's where I would go.
More than a layup. That is crazy.
100%. 100 times out of 100.
That's awesome, bro. I definitely enjoyed talking to you today. I think people are missing out, whether it's a celebrity or a basketball player who wants to become a better shooter, linking up with you. They're definitely missing out. I think a lot of pro teams, whether it's overseas or the NBA, are missing out on an easy chance. I don't even know if you can pay somebody, even if it was $10,000 for a season. I don't even know if that's allowed. That's such a minimum salary, but they're missing out, right? They have a shot here. As a GM, I think I'd take that shot just because I'm a risky guy, right?
And it's just like, when it boils down to it, shooting might be one of the most technical skills that you can learn in basketball. And if there's somebody out there that has mastered that and can do it repeatedly, why not? Why not take a shot?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, why not?
There's one thing I did forget to ask. What's your thoughts on a guy like Lethal Shooter?
So I love Lethal Shooter. He's the reason why the 6'shooter is a thing. My brother is the reason why I started doing this. But he barged into my room during COVID and saw a Lethal Shooter video, and he said, "Why are you not doing this?" And it's crazy because I'm like, oh, like I guess I could, but I was always told I didn't have the personality for social media. So I was like, I don't know if I can do the social media stuff. And then when I've had TikTok for a year, I never posted anything, told myself I was never going to post anything. And then during COVID, I started doing the Lethal Shooter trick shot type stuff. And like in my head, I was like, well, I'm going to do in a row. Anybody can do one trick shot. So like, why not do stuff that's in a row? And I have all these videos from COVID that I thought was going to go crazy viral. All of them flopped. Every single one of them. I have videos of me making like 5 in a row with a tennis ball, 10 in a row on a peach basket that I made, 3 in a row with shoes on my hands. I've done 3 in a row blindfolded.
Now they'll hit. They'll definitely hit now.
No, they don't.
No?
I post them repeatedly, trying to get them every once in a while. They flop every single time. Lethal Shooter just recently, because you asked about him, he did the video of him laying on the ground. Shooting.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I recreated it.
The same thing.
I recreated it. It didn't blow up as much. Of course, I'm the second to do it, but I think I one-upped him because I did one from half court. So it's like, it's just things like that I love social media, man. I love feeling like I'm connected in the world of basketball and people are actually going to get a kick out of my videos, and the fact that they can, like my dad's a business guy, right? He's in a business meeting with like top execs from the company that he works for, in a meeting with like 50 people, and all of them are like, "Mark, why didn't you tell us your son's famous?" And I'm like, that's crazy. Like that's people that he doesn't even talk to on a day-to-day basis that have seen my videos, and those are people that are up there. And it's like, by no means am I famous. People don't. I could walk around everywhere and nobody knows who I am. And it's cool.
They don't know you're one of the best shooters in the world.
They know me for the back of my head because they all just know me from my lives. It's wild.
How long do one of those trick shots take laying on the ground?
Oh man. So
Like for the half court one.
the half court one actually surprisingly didn't take that long. It probably took 10 minutes, the half court one. But the day that I saw Lethal Shooter's video was actually on Easter. And when I tell you I was outside with my cousin rebounding and my uncle throwing me the ball, laying on my back from NBA 3, and I didn't get the video because I was trying to make 3 in a row. I probably made 2 in a row 14 or 15 times, and it took me about 3.5 hours, and I didn't get it because I lost light. So I would have kept going. But then the next day, I got back to Owensboro, where I'm at right now. I have my shooting machine here. It only took me probably 30 minutes to do the actual video, but what people don't understand is I'm a very determined individual. If you give me a shooting challenge, if you give me something, that's why I love seeing Lethal Shooter's videos, because it pushes me to do stuff that I've never thought of doing. And the fact that you can do something different with the art of shooting, that's pretty cool. Like my son, when I grow up, when I eventually have a son or a daughter or anything, they're going to look back at all these videos and be like, what the hell was my dad doing? Like what the heck? Like the shoes on my hands, man, that's a stupid one. It took me like 45 minutes. And it's worth it. Like, it's just fun. And the fact that I can do this as a job now and make a living doing it. And if I can actually, there's kids in my shooting course. I have over 500 students now, and they're overseas and they're here in the States. And it's like, my dream for the longest time that I can remember is having kids that have a binder that have my shooting drills in it. And it's like, I'm getting to that point, and that's honestly nothing. I can't ask for anything else.
That's wild, man. We covered one of the most controversial episodes with you today. Especially, we had one a few weeks ago, street ballers against NBA players.
Mm-hmm.
This one kind of goes directly to it because it's proof that you're actually, like, honestly, I like saying it. I'm very confident and controversial.
Mm-hmm.
I would just straight up say, if I were you, I'm a better shooter than
For
Steph
sure.
Curry. So in my eyes, in my podcast, I'm going to say you are a better shooter than Steph Curry. A very controversial thing to say. It's there. We have a guy who's shooting a basketball with shoes on his hands, laying down, right? He's easily, single-handedly becoming a better, more talented, I want to say better, but a more talented influencer than the best shooting influencers out there. And you're well on your way. I don't think you've gotten enough credit for what you've done. Hopefully this is going to be something, a vehicle that drives more
really
credit
appreciate that.
where due. So I appreciate you being on here. And everyone watching, go check out his program. Go check out his videos. He's the real deal. And I would love you guys to spam, the top execs, the top NBA teams. If we could get this guy in an NBA tryout or just one game, see how he did, I guarantee you he would shock people. So I appreciate you, brother. It was a great episode. 6ixshooter in the building. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Absolutely.
you guys tuning into the Playbook, everybody.
Y'all look nervous, breathing all happy. Look, we gon' keep it going till it's raining confetti. I'm in the camera smiling, cheese, don't it look like some fatty? I got it. We ready.